Broadcasting live from Nar Isle on the plain of wildfire. This is Tap Tap Concede.
Ow, my butt.
What?
Isn't Nar Isle the plane that burns you longer stay on it?
In Plane Chase, yeah. Yeah.
So, like, it's burned me for a little bit of damage, and it's going to really...
Ow. Yeah, it's like, ow, 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 ow!
Well, we are out of here.
Yep. Rolling our way out of here.
So is it Nar Isle or...
No, it's Nar Isle.
So it's the Isle of Nars.
Yeah. It's N-A-A-R.
Nar is the noise you make when a piece of lava lands on your
Nar.
butt. Nar!
Nar! I like that.
So we got some fun stuff planned. We're going to do our old Crack-A-Pack. We're going to talk a little bit about Friday Nights, which is back.
Woo!
Wee!
Got an idea for a new card for you guys to come up with, and we're going to talk about Commander. So let's... Ow! That really hurt.
You're the worst.
James hid the pack behind the TV.
Let's do that again.
We're going to do a pack of Ice Age.
Ooh.
This is about when I was playing originally, was Ice Age.
Yeah.
I think it's about when I stopped playing.
I think I stopped playing shortly after.
I remember
Ice Age.
Mirage and Visions were out. And
Ice Age was pre that.
I know, but there was Alliances as well, right?
Like Ice Age was just after Revised, I think.
I don't know anymore. James, look this up.
Okay.
Anyhow, James, look that up. Graham, you read the flavor text.
It has been many centuries since the war between Urza and Mishra. The battered landscape has become a frozen desert, and the creatures of the world of Dominaria struggle for survival. One society has risen out of the cold chaos, defending itself against both the brutal forces of nature and the attacks of nomadic tribes that have emerged in the surrounding wastelands. And through it all, a twisted necromancer flourishes in the deep winter, intent on using his power to keep the world dark and cold. You may have the skills to survive, but do you have the spirit to withstand the icy wilderness of Dominaria's Ice Age?
Ooh. Sorry, I zoned out there. What
You
was
can
that?
you can play Ice Age by itself or as a standard expansion for Magic.
Yeah,
the
Ice
Gathering.
Age actually came in the starter decks.
Mm-hmm. I remember that with Snowland.
Yep, snow-covered land.
Ooh, that opened really nicely. Good.
All right.
That-
Pop quiz.
Okay.
How many expansions were there before they moved to the block cycle? At least according to this Wikipedia article.
All right. And we're not counting core sets.
No.
Okay. Legends, Fallen Empires,
8.
Antiquities, Homelands, The Dark. Not going to count Chronicles.
I'll give you a hint.
Because does Alliances count? They count Alliances as part. It wasn't really the block cycle, but like
I think it was
Ice Age,
retcon to be part
Ice
of
Age
the
and
block.
Alliances weren't really a block. Like Mirage, Visions, and Weatherlight were the first real like block, weren't they?
Ice
See,
Age
it's-
and, sorry?
It's like 5 or 6.
Okay, so it's 6.
Okay.
It's the first one that you're missing.
Arabian Nights.
Arabian
yes.
Nights.
Yeah.
When Arabian Nights,
course.
Antiquities, Legends, The Dark, Fallen Empires, Homelands. Then, at least according to this Wikipedia article, the Ice Age block cycle started with
Which is Ice Age, Alliances,
Alliances and then
Cold Snap,
Cold
which
Snap,
came much
which-
later.
Dot. Cold
10,
snap.
yeah, 10 years later.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Ice Age, yeah, and then I stopped playing around the time of Mirage. So yeah,
Yeah.
1996.
I stopped playing Mirage, and then I have a few Weatherlight cards, but I was mostly out of it by that time.
Did you miss the Keldorans? Or the Keljordans?
Kel Jordans.
Did you miss the Keljordans? Well, they're back.
Yay!
Meet a Keljordan Frostbeast. It casts for 3, a white and a green. It is a gold card. It is a 2/4. At the end of combat, destroy all creatures blocking or blocked by Keldoran Frostbeast.
Say it right.
So, kind of like Death Touch, only not really, because destroy all creatures. No, it's only blocked. I didn't even have to deal damage.
How do you spell Keldor?
Kjeld.
KJ.
Keldoran. Sorry, the
Frostbeast.
mispronunciation messed Paul up a little bit.
I was like, I thought I knew how many different ways.
Yeah, that guy.
Because there's also no.
What? Oh.
Around the table.
There's
Cards feel different.
There's
Whoa,
Keldon.
this card
right?
feels weird. Yeah, like
There's-
the Keldon Marauders.
Yeah, there's Keldon, which is different.
Does this feel weird to you, James, this card?
Yeah, it feels old.
Yeah. All right, Kathleen.
Frostbeat. So this was also in Masters Edition, eh?
That was
which is one of the online formats, yeah.
Yeah.
That was an uncommon too.
All right. I
Or at
have
least in
for 1 white
Masters it
a
was.
white scarab. All right, so it's an enchantment. Target creature gets +2/+2 as long as any opponent controls any white cards. That creature cannot be blocked by white creatures. Weird. It doesn't gain protection from white. It just can't be blocked by white creatures.
Interesting. That is a curious way of doing that. James, what you got?
Was this pre-protection? No. It
No.
wouldn't have been.
Cool. Maddening Wind. 2 and a green
I'm mad.
for an enchantment for an enchant creature. It has cumulative upkeep of 1 green.
Oh, I remember this. Guy.
During target creature's controller's upkeep, Maddening Wind deals 2 damage to that player.
Oh, it's like
That's interesting.
it's like stab wound.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Except-
of.
You don't have
Except
to pay the
crappy.
upkeep.
except for you have to pay for it every turn.
But it does 2 damage instead of 1.
No, stab wounds too.
Is stab wound 2?
Yeah.
Okay, then it's just strictly worse.
It is strictly worse. All right. Paul, do you want to do one?
Sure.
So I do like that enchantment.
I have an artifact. Staff of the Ages.
Oh, this is the rare.
That's a rare.
This is the rare from the pack.
Yeah, there you go. So this is a artifact for 3 colorless. Creatures with any landwalk ability may be blocked as though they did not have those abilities. Boom! What you gonna do about that?
No walks for you.
Yeah, and he has the flavor text. We found this staff useful on our visit to this very commission. Would Relic Bane prefer we have been slain by Limdul's hordes?
Oh, Limdul, I remember him.
Isn't there a card called like Limdul's Horde that has Swamp Walk or something?
Maybe.
Look it up.
Look it up. Look it up. Well, speaking of Swamp Walk,
Oh, Limdul. Oh, he's the necromancer from
Yeah.
the back of the pack.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's Limdul's Necromancer.
There's
yeah.
he's got a vault, a paladin, a high guard, a hex, a cohort, and a necromancer.
Well,
He is
that's
the
himself. Yeah, that's Limdul himself. He wasn't actually printed till Time Spiral himself, but he was referenced all through Ice Age, but he himself was not actually printed until Time Spiral. So speaking of something with Swamp Walk, a Moor Fiend, who just looks like he's forcing a smile. He's like, oh yeah, that's great.
More, I think.
Yeah, Moor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for multiple.
The Fiend
Like,
of the Moors.
yeah, that's I'd love to come to dinner.
Relevant.
He's a
He
three.
is-
He's a 3/3 with Swamp Walk for 4.
Unless you have the Staff of the Ages.
Ah. All
What you
right.
gonna do now?
Well, I will have I'll
Smile
try
and bear it.
a Death Ward.
No.
A 1 white instant. Regenerate target creature. Actually, that's kind of cool.
That's an old school card. Look at that. Look at how many. Oh yeah. Look
That's
at how
not-
many sets that one's in.
That's not the Ice Age one, though.
That's not the Ice Age one. You've
That's
got
it.
That?
I think the.
Huh.
I don't know. That's
That
kind of
one's
good. This seems
Alpha-
like it'd be good in your cube or something.
Yeah, I've got a few of those in my old cards. Alpha, because I have like from revised 4th edition. Wow, that's in a lot. What's this one here? Oh, Masters edition.
All right.
What you got, James?
You ready for this next one?
Yeah, I sure am.
I have another creature enchantment.
I wasn't ready.
This one's called a Snow Devil.
What?
For
Wait,
what?
That's an enchantment?
Yep.
What?
Enchant creature, 1 in a blue. Target creature gains flying. As long as you control any snow-covered lands,
Oh.
that creature also gains first strike when blocking.
Oh, that's actually kind of good.
How come?
First strike when blocking only.
How come the White Scarab and the Snow Devil sound like creatures, but they're actually enchantments?
I don't know, because they're weird.
It must have been a thing they were doing in Ice
It's a different
Age.
time.
All right.
Oh, here we go. This
Paul
is
gets
the-
a classic.
Yeah, this is a classic that will never ever be reprinted. Because it is Stone Rain.
Oh, Stone Rain. Wow. Stone Rain was like very relevant.
Yeah. But I believe I remember it in
Wrong one.
look at how many different sets Stone Rain is in. Yeah, because targeted land destruction is no longer in red, I think.
No, it is. It's just way more expensive.
Mm.
They just printed
Just
one, like
which-
Survey the Wreckage and Structural Collapse from
Oh, yeah,
Return
you're-
to Ravnica and
No,
Gate Crash.
it's mass land destruction is not in red.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so Stone Rain is 2 colorless and 1 red. Destroy target land. Super simple.
Yep.
Super good.
It's a sorcery. And may the forces that took Argoth beneath the waves never come among us again. And that is said by Arkham Dagson.
Darkham Dargson.
Sweet name, bro.
Machinist.
Yeah, the
Yeah, I just want the red one.
Stone Rain is Land Destruction is way more expensive now.
So that was considered way too powerful. Yeah, it's got 4 stars on Gather.
All right.
Ooh, Clairvoyance. It is an instant for 1 blue. Look at target player's hand. Draw a card at the beginning of the next upkeep.
Oh, that's really good.
Wow, yeah, that is currently solid. Like that is
So you can do it during your turn and draw a card at the beginning of their upkeep. You can do it at the end of their turn and then draw 2 cards on your turn. Seems fine.
Seems good.
it's a Gataxian probe.
Yeah, but that you can't pay for, but that you don't. Yeah, it's just like a Gataxian probe, except you don't draw the card right away. You draw it at the next upkeep.
Yeah.
Not yours, just whichever upkeep is next,
And you don't have the option.
and you don't have the option to pay for it with life.
But still super solid.
I like that card.
Oh, Kathleen, you got a card I had.
I get Orcish Conscripts.
Nice. I remember that card.
I like how in the art I have here, which is Douglas Schuler, it's an orc picking his nose, an orc wearing a propeller beanie, and an orc wearing a colander. Like, this is monumentally silly.
Yeah, it's
For-
super goofy.
Well, orcs and goblins are the comic relief, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is comic relief even by, like, magic standards, right? Anyhow, Orcish Conscripts is 1 for a 2/2.
Which is like, holy
Wow.
crap, 1 for a 2/2.
1 drop bears.
But wait, cannot be declared as attacking unless at least 2 other creatures are also declared as attacking. So they're like worse Mog flunkies. Cannot be assigned to block unless at least 2 other creatures are also assigned
So
to
yeah,
block.
they're Mog flunkies, but it needs 2 creatures instead of just 1.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the flunkies are a 3/3 for 2. These guys are a 2/2 for 1. They let you curve out. Turn 1 Orcish Conscripts, turn 2 Mog flunkies, turn 3 something with haste, and then all of them can attack.
And then they kill that one thing, and all you
Everything
guys are
falls
stuck,
apart, yeah.
And they 3 for 1 you.
All right. I have Tinder Wall.
Oh, I remember Tinderwall.
It's a wall. For 1 green, you get an 0/3 wall. For 0, you can sacrifice Tinder Wall to add 2 red mana to your mana pool. Play this ability as interrupt.
What?
And but for 1 red, sacrifice it to deal 2 damage to target creature it blocks, which
Okay.
seems bad.
That's so weird.
It's not good, but on
Well,
the other hand,
It's only cast for a green, and then
Yeah.
it can kill anything with 2 toughness that it blocks. That seems all right.
What's the green?
The being able to use it to make 2 red mana is weird.
Is it wall of brambles? No.
I mean, there's a thing with there's walls
no, it's wall of.
or defenders or whatever have been able to generate green defenders have been able to generate mana for a while. Obviously, I mean that's a through line that they've kept, right? Like whether it's like the Axebane Guardian or just Wall of Roots or things like that. Green walls can generate mana, but
Yeah, here we go. It's the strictly better wall of wood. Like wall of wood is just
An
a
0/3 for
0/3
1.
wall for 1.
Yeah.
right.
I had these in my old
Wall of wood.
green deck.
It's this is, I like that it's not just like an old Magic card. It's also a basic idea. It's
Yeah.
like, well, it's green. And green's a forest, so it's a wall. So what's the wall made of? It's made of wood. It's a wall of wood.
Yeah.
That's top
Well,
down
they didn't
design
have to.
right there.
They didn't have
It is
to
top down design.
They didn't have to come up with fancy things then, because they hadn't used all the good ideas.
Yeah.
All right, keep going.
Gangrenous zombies,
Ew.
Ugh.
which is like zombies are already nasty.
These are zombies with gangrene.
Yeah.
That just seems unnecessary.
So these guys are a 2/2 for 1 colorless and 2 black,
Okay.
Okay.
and you can tap and sacrifice them
Okay.
to have them deal 1 damage to each creature and player. So every creature and player, including you. If you control any snow-covered swamps, They deal 2 damage to each creature and player.
That's not bad.
So they're sort of like a pyroclasm
Yes.
on a stick, kind of.
A poor pyroclasm on a stick.
I mean, you'd be playing with snow-covered land.
Presumably.
Yeah. I mean, if you absolutely need to do 2 damage to every creature, these guys would die anyway. So
Right. And so now, and then you can block and then sack them and then do 4 damage to something.
if they don't die in combat,
I kind of want to take this card for my cube, possibly.
Yeah, or you block
yeah,
and tap.
it's
Because-
interesting.
Well, yeah, I mean, the snow covered thing would never come in.
Never
But
being able to do 1 damage to
but
everything.
1 damage to everything in a pauper cube is big because a lot of everything in that cube has 1 toughness.
I don't know. I'd say those are probably actually.
Oh, man.
The Gangrene zombies are probably a standout. Look how even the mana spread from this pack has been. We've had 1
Aurochs.
multicolored, one artifact, and 2 of each basic color.
Guys, check it out. It's the Aurochs.
Nice.
It's like a buffalo.
2, 3. What are they now? Beast?
They are type Auroch.
Wow, they actually.
They are creature Auroch.
Oh man, next time I need to just arbitrarily name a creature type in Magic Online.
And say Auroch.
Totally gonna
I
give myself
should have made one of us an
protection-
Auroch.
protection from Aurochs.
Sweet.
So they're like,
And then the guy's going to be like, damn it, you found out my...
so they're like bison or something. They're a 2/3 with trample. When they attack, they get +1/+0 for each other Aurochs that attacks.
Oh, for a second,
like-
I thought that was going to be awesome.
Can
I like
you-
after we talked about how many... Yeah, like, are there Aurochs?
If you just go to the advanced search, actually,
Or I was just if there's anything with Auroch in the name.
well, if you just go to the advanced search, you can actually look for subtype.
Right.
Under subtypes, it brings up a list. So just search for Auroch. There you go, Aurochs. Is there anyone that is anything that's an Auroch other than Aurochs?
Yep.
There is.
There is a herd of Aurochs. There is a bull Auroch.
Oh man, throw those up on the screen.
All
So
right, we
what's the
got-
Auroch herd do? And what? Oh, they're all from Cold Snap. That makes sense.
So we got a herd. They're Cold Snap. They were like, oh, wait a minute. We better put some other stuff in here.
Let's fix Ice Age.
So herd of Aurochs. So it's a bunch of Aurochs. It costs 6, 5 colorless, and 1 green. And it is a 4/4 trample. And when he enters the battlefield, you can search your library for another Auroch card, reveal it, and put it into your hand.
Oh,
if
man.
you do, shuffle your library.
Auroch Tribal.
And when they attack, they get +1/+0 for every other attacking Auroch. That seems to be Auroch's thing.
Well, the flavor text on the original Aurochs is 1 Auroch may feed a village, but a herd will flatten it.
Well, you see, it's the creature type is Aurochs,
Yeah.
plural.
Yeah.
So you never have to fight just one Auroch. And the bull Auroch is
Oh, you haven't put it
a
up on the screen.
the bull Auroch is a 2/1 for 2, and he's got trample, and he's got the same ability +1/+0 for every. I don't know. Auroch Tribal seems like a pretty solid deck now.
With its 4 cards.
You shut your face.
And then what's the last one?
The
that
last
one's-
one is Rhymehorn Auroch.
Drag the big one, the big picture.
Oh, oops. Rhymehorn Aurochs. And these guys are a snow creature Auroch.
What? Oh, right, because Cold Snap did snow creatures,
Yes.
too.
And it's a 3/3 trample for 5, 4 colorless and 1 green. And whenever he attacks, he gets +1/+0 for each other attacking creature. Or for 2 colorless and 1 snow-covered land, any snow-covered land, target creature blocks target creature this turn if able.
Man,
So you can force a block
That
with
seems
your
really good.
with your massive Auroch herd.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right.
Kathleen, what'd you get?
Some premium removal. Dark Banishing.
Get out of here.
And it is 2 and 1 black. Instant. Bury target non-black creature. Just
Wait.
destroy a non-black creature. Which I really like.
See, dark banishing kind of sounds like you're banishing the dark, which actually sounds like a positive thing.
Mm-hmm. So here's a fun fact. I actually misunderstood this until quite recently. Bury, which is a now outdated term, does not simply mean destroy. It actually means destroy and cannot be regenerated. There was
Right.
a difference.
Yeah.
So
Except
the Oracle text for this is now destroy target non-black creature. It can't be regenerated.
interestingly enough, though, they basically they used Barry in all sorts of weird ways though in old cards. Like there was
Yeah.
a few things where it was like, look at the top 3 cards of your library, bury the 2 you don't want, and then take the one you do want.
Yeah.
Where it's like that doesn't make any sense.
I'm sure there was a card that said like bury a card from your hand or something.
probably.
I always thought they should have like Urza's shovel, like unbury a card.
That'd be awesome. All right, so the last 2 cards were the best 2 cards in the pack, I suppose.
Well, what'd you
Because I have Incinerate,
Oh, hey.
Oh.
which is just simply for 1 in a red, target deal 3 damage to target creature or player. Creatures cannot be regenerated.
So
Wrong
this
one.
is the,
I love so
Wrong
that.
one.
Well, what I
That-
like though,
so that-
what I like to look at it because that's the current art for Incinerate in
Yeah.
M12 or 13,
M12.
M12.
M12, and then this is the original art from Ice Age, where it's
still pretty dope.
Yeah.
Really.
That's a
So-
little bit more violent, actually.
A little
this is,
bit.
so this is the original. Lightning Bolt's a little bit too powerful, but Lightning Bolt for 2 mana is not quite powerful enough.
Is
What
this-
else can we do to
Is
tweak
this
it?
version of Incinerate in your Jaya Ballard commander deck? Because it's
oh
it
yeah,
quotes
she's on
Jaya
the
Ballard all
flavor
the time.
text.
Yeah, like this is. I mean, this is still super good.
Yeah.
4.6.
Oh, yeah, it's a sweet card.
All right.
That's my pick.
Yeah. If now
Is
I
that
would
your
take
best card?
Incinerate.
You got one more card, right?
No,
No, that's
That's
it.
it. Oh, okay.
I would take Incinerate. If Incinerate was gone, I would take Dark Banishing.
I would take Aurochs.
If Dark Banishing was
You would
gone,
lose.
I would lose.
Yeah.
would be very tempted to take Clairvoyance.
Yeah, there's some pretty sweet removal in this pack, though.
Yeah.
This is a solid pack.
Yeah, Incinerate and Dark Banishing is pretty
Pretty
sweet.
What about the sweet Staff of the Ages? No.
Nope.
Anybody?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
All
All right.
Bueller.
Moving on. That
All
took
right,
up a lot of time.
That was a pack of Ice Age.
Oh,
So,
it's fun.
Friday nights.
Friday Nights is back.
Yay.
You've seen the first episode. James and I mentioned it briefly on our stream. There will be more than 4 episodes this season, but it will not be as it was last time, where it's just 4 episodes over 4 weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4. They will be greater in number, but less frequent. They will be monthly.
Ooh.
Yes, but that means there'll be more than 4, so it'll be a lot of fun. We've got a lot of cool plans for episodes we want to do, and we're very excited and thrilled to be back on. And we're actually like officially up front on Daily MTG this time.
Yep.
Which is excellent. Last time we were hosting them on our own YouTube page. They were sort of like
Blip originally, actually.
yeah. It was sort of like a Wizards is funding it, but do it on our thing, but sort of a weird like side project thing. But this is like much more of a real official thing, which is really excellent. So we're up on the same place where you can find Walk the Plains, whom we like. Overall, the reactions have been very positive,
Mm-hmm.
which we're very, very happy about as well.
Lots of people. It's neat to see people who are excited to sort of be back with the Friday Nights characters. You know,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, even though they are basically the Commodore Hustle characters, they're a little bit different.
Yeah.
They have a different take on things.
We have a lot of cool plans for things we want to do. Some people have said we want to see you guys take on Draft, and we plan to.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, so we have ideas for the foreseeable future, but if there's anything you'd like to see us try to tackle in an episode,
I mean, we're
Let us
hoping
know.
that over the series we're going to be basically touching on every
Yeah,
possible
I mean-
variation of formats and so
Hopefully, yeah.
formats and yeah.
forth. Yeah.
We're turning to some
So,
favorites.
we won't obviously. You're like with this one doesn't actually teach you how to play Pack Wars really. We're not going to actually teach you how to play the different formats, but hopefully we'll give you an exposure to them.
Yep.
And then you can go look at it. I mean, Pack Wars isn't super complicated.
Pack
fact-
Wars is just a fun way of making your fat packs more enjoyable to open.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
any
It just
packs, really.
it just gives you like a little extra bit of fun if you're opening packs anyway.
Mm-hmm. And related to that, we've heard a lot of feedback from you guys that you want us to do more of the card designs, which we didn't get to last week, but we have an idea for this week, and it relates to Friday nights.
As you guys may have noticed, we have all new intro cards in the opening titles of Friday Nights. But there are so many other Friday Nights things that could have their own card, such as
Friday nights needs land.
Yeah.
Yeah, like how are we
Our-
supposed to cast all those creatures?
Our Friday nights block that we're doing.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
So what we want you to do is design a land based around Yellow Jacket.
Mm.
Which is our local
Which
game
is our
store,
local-
as
yeah.
you'll
So
see in the
it's-
video.
So it's I guess give you as much info like it's a local game store. They also sell comics and various board games and things.
I think you want to focus on magic.
Yeah, you'll probably want to be focusing on magic.
Up to you if it's colored or not colored or colorless with an activated ability or a color
you guys go
activated
nuts.
ability. Up to you.
Yeah. It
Feel-
will be. It has to be a land though, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Feel
Now,
free
the
to,
walls are painted primarily dark blue on the inside, and the carpet is brown, if that gives you any inspiration. I believe the carpet may have started out gray.
Now the
feel free to do some art for it if you want, but you can also just
Screen grab
grab a
or whatever.
screenshot.
do we actually say the name of the Yellow Jacket employee that we were talking to?
Dan.
Yeah.
Dan?
Yeah,
we
he's, in, the
should say
he's in
that-
the credits.
Yeah.
And
So-
I think his name comes up.
So
in the,
Dan is the guy we were talking to. He's not the only person who works there, but
Nope.
he's the only one who's actually shown up so far in this Friday night. So if you for some reason want to reference the people who work there, there's that. They have many magic cards.
Yep. So we look forward to seeing what you guys.
So
come up
yeah,
with.
Yeah.
they run all sorts of tournaments and Friday nights and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Sweet.
But a tournament they don't run because it's a very casual format is Commander. I think they did briefly, but it didn't really.
I think Commander happens on Tuesday nights, which is the casual night.
Right. They do. Good lord, they do all sorts of stuff. They do Highlander on Mondays. They do.
Every single day they have a tournament going now.
Yeah, they've got. Of course, they've got F&M on Fridays. They've got Modern, and
They have
crazy.
they have everything.
so we love Commander. We went to. Was it the first PAX East?
Yes.
I think it was. Yeah, the first PAX East. We went to the Wizards panel,
Yeah.
and it was when they were previewing. They're previewing their upcoming set of Commander. And we'd heard of EDH. We'd heard it, whispered in the wind.
Didn't Alex actually have an EDH
Weren't we?
deck?
No, we were doing Highlander before they announced, or Commander before.
We'd looked into it.
Yeah.
We'd started to dabble
Yeah,
a bit.
Yeah, but
But-
Highlander's ultra competitive here, and not it's fun to play, but not fun to play if you're super casual.
But we dabbled a bit in EDH a little. I don't think any of us really had a full deck.
Yeah,
But then
okay.
when we went to see this, because I recall us coming back and saying to the members of the crew who couldn't go that year, being like, guys, we're doing Commander.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. We definitely had Commander decks completely built and ready before Wizards released
yes.
Commander.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for those who aren't familiar with it, Commander is a format where you have a deck of 100 cards. You want to split that up between spells and land, obviously. It is a singleton format, meaning every single card has to be different. You can't have 4 of a given card
Except for basic land.
Yeah, basic land you can do. And you have one card that acts as your general or your commander. And it counts as one of
it
your
has to be a legendary creature.
Yep, it counts as one of your 100 cards. Has to be a legendary creature. And all the cards in the deck have to match up with the color identity of your commander.
So if your commander was, say, this Frost Beast, which you couldn't because it's not legendary, but if it was this Frost Beast, which is a white and green card, you can only have cards that have white and green mana costs, and their activated abilities could not include the mana symbols for anything other than white and green.
Mm-hmm. So what that means is that if you're actually look up, for example, Paul, Reese, look up Reese the Redeemed. So this was the first commander deck I put together. R-Y-H. R-H-Y? It's R-H. Yeah, Reese the Redeemed. So this was my first commander, Reese the Redeemed, who is he is a hybrid white-green, meaning he is white and he is green, and his color identity is white and green, meaning that every card in the deck has to be either white or green or both, and any card in the deck cannot have an activated ability that isn't also white or green. So you see that he himself has a couple activated abilities there.
So for instance,
Yes, Tinderwall.
Tinderwall would not work.
Mm-hmm. You cannot have... In fact, it actually just comes down to if the mana symbol is on the card.
The only case where that isn't correct is extort.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that
Or
up.
if it's
yeah.
in a reminder text.
Yeah,
Which is what extort is.
Yeah, so
Or if a card is like, or if like say this this Aurochs, which is green and fits, had something like protection from black, you could put that in your deck.
that's fine.
Yeah,
It's
that's
the mana symbol specifically.
Yeah.
So you also can't generate
off-color mana.
off-color mana. So, for example, I have so this commander deck, which I'll get into in a second, is green and black. But I do have a land in here, which is I think it's the Jund Panorama. The Jund Panorama from the Shards of Alara block. And I can sacrifice it to go searching for a basic swamp, mountain, or forest. Now, it says mountain, but as you can see from what Paul's putting up on the screen here, it doesn't have the mana symbol for red, so it's fine. It can go on the deck. It just says mountain. That's cool.
If it was tapped,
I could run Farseek in this thing as well.
if it was tapped to produce green, black, or red mana, that would not work, though.
Correct.
Yeah.
Also, if you have a thing that says tap to produce any color of mana, you can only produce mana that are the colors of your commander.
Right.
So if
If you have Birds of Paradise or something.
yeah, or if something that one of the other people does is like everyone is like all your lands generate an additional green, and you're in a blue deck, all your lands generate an additional colorless. They do not,
interesting.
They do not actually generate green for you.
What about one of like Blood Moon or something that like all your lands turn into mountains?
And you're in a lot of trouble.
Is that? But then does all your land generate colorless? Then?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how that works.
Yeah, it's
Interesting. I didn't actually know about that. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Blood Moon might be banned in Commander. I'm not sure. So
I think some of those are banned. Yeah.
Wizards themselves do not maintain the rules or the ban list for Commander. They are maintained by the Commander Rules Committee, because this was a community-born format that Wizards now officially supports, but they do not control. And this was by design. Wizards didn't want to control this. And a friend of ours, Gavin, who's I think he's the head judge in Canada now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Is on the Commander Rules Committee. He showed up in a couple loading time videos that we've done, and they still maintain it. And so there is an official Commander ban list of cards that you shouldn't play in Commander and cards that shouldn't be a Commander. But it's really up to your play group. That was what excited us so much about it when we saw it at PAX East, was they were talking about how it's up to you guys to sort of do this.
Yeah,
I
police
think
yourselves.
Specifically, he said you could make a commander deck with Kiki Jiki as your commander, but no one would play with you.
Yeah.
I mean, and by that they basically have, by saying that, they basically have said that there won't be any like big commander tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm fine with that.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be a casual format.
Yeah, we have had instance to play against a fan or two who were like, "Oh, you guys play Commander? I have a Commander deck," and what it actually is like a really ridiculously competitive Highlander deck that they've
Taken one card out of put a legendary creature in,
and then it's just disgusting.
and it's not fun.
No, it's not fun. Like, for example, okay, so the deck I have here, the deck that I'm almost done building, I have to figure out the mana base, is it is a Tree Folk tribal deck. I was talking to Matt on Twitter one night, and we were talking about something silly, I don't know what, relating to Magic, and I was like, let's make and I was like, I'm going to make a Tree Folk deck, and I started looking for Tree Folk.
Maybe on the forums or on the blog you can actually put the full deck list.
Yeah, I think I can do that. So my commander is not... So, okay, there's a Tree Folk called Doran, who's a common commander, and he does cool things and everything, but he shows up a lot. As a commander, he was printed in...
He flips power and toughness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, creatures deal damage equal to their toughness, which is good for Tree Folk because
they're all
their
huge.
Their toughness is bigger. But I like this guy. This is my commander. He's the Sapling of Kelphenor, and he is indestructible. And whenever he attacks, you reveal the top card of your library. If it is a creature card, you gain life equal to their toughness, lose life equal to their power, and put it into your hand. So it's basically like draw a card if you hit a creature. And because Tree Folk always have greater toughness than power, you will gain life. I mean, I guess some Tree Folk are even.
You shouldn't say always.
Not always. Some Tree Folk are even.
This guy actually has more power than toughness.
That guy's weird, though.
Yeah.
Nobody likes that guy.
Yeah, nobody likes that guy.
So I guess actually we should also just briefly mention how the commander actually works. The commander is always in your hand, sort of. He sits in a place called the command zone, and you can cast them whenever you want.
On your turn.
Yeah, well, whenever you could cast a creature. Like, so this guy, he sits in my command zone, I get up to 5 mana, and I can cast him. If he dies, which in this guy's case is going to be difficult because he's indestructible, when he dies, he goes back to, or actually, okay, so the rule states, if they would be destroyed or exiled, if they would go to the graveyard
they would leave play
or be exiled, you may choose to put it back into the command zone. Usually they just go back to the command zone. It's unlikely to be a scenario where you want to let them be exiled or destroyed, but
Well, I guess if they're being like blinked or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they go back to the command zone, and they cost 2 colorless more the next time you cast them. So the second time I cast this guy, he costs 2 Golgari and 5. And then the next time he costs 2 Golgari and 7.
So you can't just bring him back constantly.
Yeah, exactly.
So if somebody
They can, however, your commander can be bounced to your hand or shuffled into your deck, which is probably the best way to just get rid of a commander, and it's super annoying.
So if you O-ring a commander, they just go back to the command zone.
Yeah, well, you can choose that, or you can say, all right,
And then disenchant
that can be it,
Yeah.
because then you don't have to pay for it. But
Right.
so what you want to do, or at least what I think you should do, is come up with a theme that you want to do, or find a commander you want to try, and then build a deck around that. Because like it'd be easy to get bogged down in like the whole like strategy of making a busted deck, but I like to make a fun deck. Like James, what's your deck like?
So my deck is a snake-based deck. The commander being Seshiro, the Anointed. So Paul's gonna just bring him up right now.
S-A...
S-E.
S-A...
S-E-S-H, I think. Sesh.
So
There it
cool.
is.
Ooh, there's an avatar?
Yeah. So my commander is this guy. So he's a legendary snake creature. Costs 4 and 2 green. And he acts as an anthem. So other snake creatures I control get +2/+2. And whenever a snake you control deals combat damage, you get to draw a card. That's awesome. I did not know that he had a avatar within MTGO.
Nice.
That's super neat. So, like, my deck is just at its roots, it's a tribal deck. It is filled with basically every green snake creature or spell that exists in the game of Magic the Gathering.
That's like the basic way to make one of these like commander tribal decks is like you choose a thing, go on to Gatherer,
Yeah, search that creature
search
type,
that creature type, and then just take all of
and
them.
then just add to cart.
Well, that's what I did. I mean,
Yeah.
I went to cardkingdom.com and looked for everything with a tree folk, and then I also went through and looked for fun-looking green-black things.
Yeah.
And
Especially ones
bought
involving
them.
trees or roots
well,
or anything.
that's the thing. Like, I wanted to, like, obviously I've got, like, Go for the Throat or a Doomblade or something in there as well, but I really wanted my removal to be in flavor, too. So I've got, like, Weed Strangle, which is, it's destroy a creature for 5, which is not super efficient when you could be running, you know, various other things. But it's called Weed Strangle, and the person on it is being attacked by a tree. Or there's, like, the Monvuli Acid Moss, which is, you know, the forest retaking an artifact, or there's a card called Cankerous Thirst, which shows a tree like just murdering an elf. Because I really enjoyed the flavor of the green and black, like the green and black tree folk.
It's like the evil forest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm also running, for example, I'm running a card from the dark, not because it's good, because it feels like it needs to be in the deck, and it's called Dark Heart of the Wood. It's just like, it's very, very flavorful. You can sacrifice a forest to gain 3 life. Like, it's not amazing.
Ooh, it was in Ravnica.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
reprinted in the original Ravnica block, but I have the one from the dark just because I really like.
I
the
like that it
flavor.
actually is a heart.
Yeah, just floating in the
Yeah,
woods.
floating in the woods.
It's the dark heart of
messed
the
up.
wood.
Even the goblins shun this haunted place where the tree limbs twist in agony, and the ground seems to scuttle under your feet. Ooh.
So like I've got a mono red commander deck with Jaya Ballard as my commander, and she makes you discard stuff. So I went through looking for every red card that's ever existed that interacts with the graveyard, which is few.
Yep.
And built a deck out of that.
I mean, the cool thing about Commander is, like we talked about, it's a what's called a singleton format, which means there's only one of each card allowed. And you're a 100-card deck, right? So unlike, you have a 60-card deck, you could have, in a regular standard deck, you could have a 60-card deck, but only like 15 actually different cards in that deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Highlander or with Commander, you can have 99 or 100 different cards in that deck. or I guess other than land and stuff.
You have a little less than that.
But you're gonna have a huge chunk of different cards. So that's what makes it so much fun in a really casual format, because you don't know, like, your games are gonna go so much different. Like, there's so many standard decks where every game is basically the same.
Which is what you want.
Which is what you want. Like,
you want your deck to be
consistency
consistent.
is what you want. But in Commander, there's every game will be completely different. Like, the chances of you drawing, like, even if the games go fairly long, there's a good chance that you won't draw any of the same cards that you drew in a previous game.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's super cool.
So, like, Jer has a deck where his commander is Dao Chan, which who only sort of came to be more publicly known when she was recently reprinted in the Commander's Arsenal. She's from Portal 3 Kingdoms. I think it's DAO.
Is it DA? No, DAIO?
Yeah, DAIO, perhaps.
DAU.
Oh, Dao Chan.
Just look for Artful Beauty. She's Dao Chan Artful Beauty. And she's red. And it's tap to destroy target creature.
That does not.
And
work that way.
another creature. Well, it will if you just search.
Oh.
Yeah. And another creature of opponent's choice. Or of an opponent's choice. So the fun part of this is you're like, okay, Paul, I'm going to destroy your creature, but I'm going to let you choose what other creature to destroy. And I think James's guy is pretty scary.
Right, and we mentioned, but Commander is almost always a multiplayer format.
It's pretty much should be.
So
Three or four, I'd say minimum.
Yeah, 6 maximum.
Maximum, yeah.
So the big thing with Dao Chan and what Jared tries to do is it's very important to have something like a Whisper Silk Cloak
Yeah.
on the Dao Chan, so it can't itself be targeted by the person who gets to destroy a creature.
And all of Jer's other creatures are things like Chimeric Mass or Chimeric Egg. They're artifacts that turn into creatures or land that turns into creatures, so that basically Jer makes it so that he doesn't have any valid targets.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm going to kill your guy. Just straight up kill it. And someone else can choose some other creature to kill. I don't care because it ain't going to be one of mine.
Yeah.
And that deck is just ridiculous because of that. I think it's hilarious. And I think that it really
And Dao Chan was reprinted in Commander's Arsenal.
Yes, it was.
I think it's really cool that you can put together these decks that you have a lot of freedom to put together a deck that you can be really, really creative with. And you get to put them together for not super expensively either, because a lot of them can be really, really old cards too.
Yep.
Like, I have some ridiculous old cards in here that are in here just just for fun.
Yeah.
And if you want to get fancy with your land, I mean, sure, then a commander deck can get pretty expensive, but you can do a commander deck.
Oh, yeah.
If you do like a monocolored commander deck, you can put it together for like $20.
Yeah.
Where-
Matt went insane on his most recent commander deck. I don't even want to know how much that thing cost.
Where can people go to view the ban list for Commander?
That's a great question. Let me just check out the website. Kathleen, briefly tell us about your commander deck real quick, just while I'm doing this.
My commander deck, I have
Get a little
several.
closer to the mic.
I have several commander decks. My favorite is probably my blue-black commander deck. The commander is Una, Queen of the Fae. She turns your library into fairies. Team her up with Jace, and it is possible to mill somebody in commander. If you
Luna? Sorry, was it?
Oh no,
Or Una.
Oona. So if you team her with Baby Jace, which is the Jace that mills, you really you can do some good stuff. Also, she's just a 5/5 flyer for 6, so she's extremely well costed and priced, all by herself.
And her deck her ability just turns your deck into fairies.
It's great.
Wow, that is very powerful.
She's extremely powerful. When I put together my commander deck, because we put it together, I sort of was like, well, I like blue and I like black, so I want a blue-black legendary commander. And I looked at all the cards and I was like, okay, all right, she looks kind of cool. It looks nice. I like. It looks
It's
neat.
like, oh, she's a fairy, and oh, look, there's lots of fairies.
So I made this, like, it's basically a tribal fairy deck, not realizing that it was one of the most powerful tribes ever in Magic. And people were like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I didn't know. I feel like such an asshole.
Sorry.
So I have a way less competitive mono black vampire deck I play.
Yeah.
Didn't you just finish building a red-black?
I do, but I need to
Vampire
put
deck?
more land in it. I only put like 40 land in it because I was stupid.
That's about right.
We like coming up with, I mean, the decks that we did in the first season of Friday Nights are only some of them are sort of real, but we do like coming up with the fun deck nicknames.
Yeah.
So this one, for example, is called The Forest Itself, which is referencing the very first Evil Dead movie.
Yeah.
Where a girl gets assaulted by trees and then comes back inside, and then we're like, "What did this to you? Someone in the forest? No, it was the forest itself." Which I've just always loved that line because it's so stupid.
If that's not in the new remake, I'll be very
Oh
angry.
man, yeah.
All right, so do you have that?
Yeah, the official Commander website is very simply mtgcommander.net.
All right.
Sweet.
And so you can check out all the rules there, including their, like the history of it, the forums, and their philosophy, which is, for example, Commander is designed to promote social games of Magic. House rules or fair play exceptions are always encouraged if they result in more fun for the local community, which I really quite like.
mtgcommander.net.
Well, there you go. And that is Commander in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm. And we can probably go in. We don't want to go too long with this particular episode. But we can probably go more in depth with some of our other decks in a future episode.
The next
anybody
deck,
wants
the
to
next
know.
deck I really want to do, and I've been talking about this for a while, is the artist specific commander deck. And I need to convince you guys need to do this with me as well. Like I want all of us to make a
it'd be like
an
artist fight?
Yeah, exactly. So we sit down and it's like so mine is going to be Raymond Swanland because I think
He's
one of-
my favorite.
He's one of me. I think he's my favorite easily by far. He's so pointy. Everything looks like it would
So
hurt.
pointy.
Um,
Did you see the ridiculous, like the briefly, sorry, he illustrated a card recently of which they printed like practically none, and they're like practically none in English, and they're worth like some ridiculous amount, like a Glorious Anthem, I think.
I need to get this card.
I don't even know if it's going to be on Gatherer, like his version, because it's a special one. In fact, go to magiccards.info
Is that just the +1/+1?
to all your creatures, I think it is. So yeah, it's that one, but it's not. No, it's not on Gatherer. That version. Go to magiccards.info. It's a promo. It's a judge promo foil.
Oh yeah.
And I saw
somebody
this
on
this
Reddit
pop up on the Reddit, and it's worth like
like
$1,500 or
yeah.
something. And his version looks so cool.
I don't like the. Is it even there? It doesn't look like it's editions. It doesn't look like it's there.
I've seen it listed there. No, they do have judge foils on magiccards.info.
Yeah, they do.
It's not actually listed there right now.
It's not a judge foil.
Oh, right. It's a
some,
different
like-
language or
It's some crazy
Something.
foil. Like yeah, I don't know.
anyway.
Anyways,
It's really cool. So sorry, Raymond Swanland.
yeah, that'll be my. I've
Just
already.
do a Google search
there's
for
only-
Raymond Swanland Glorious Anthem.
The tricky part that we need to do is, because I was looking into this earlier, you need to pick an artist you like and who's prolific enough.
Yeah.
Find a legendary creature they've done.
Yep.
And then make sure they have enough color support in those colors.
Yep. And it's barely there with him.
Yeah.
And picking, I believe, I can never remember. I think it's Kresh that I took. That makes the most sense. What's that first image?
This one?
That's it.
That's it.
Like, that is one badass looking angel.
It's not a great picture of it, but
No, because there's very few of them.
and it's got like some sort of crazy foil.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
got,
not a
like, special
huge
foil
fan
on
of the foiling system they use there, but yeah, the art is insane.
Yeah.
So I need to get one of those.
Never gonna be able to find one of them.
No, I know.
So anyway, so yeah. We should all try and put together artist-based commander decks.
Yeah.
I gotta sell some cards to Card Kingdom. Get me some credit.
All right.
All right.
So that is.
So that went a little long, but that's fine.
We got
had-
really excited talking about Commander.
Yeah, exactly. So go check it out. Go to the website, check it out, see if it's something you're interested in. See if your local card store has a casual commander night.
Maybe next time we'll talk about combining it with Plane Chase.
Oh dear.
Or at least we
So-
can talk about Plane Chase and some
It's
of the other,
decadent.
Yeah.
some of the other alternative formats.
All right. So, yeah. Thanks guys for listening
Thank
to
you for joining us in the Cave of Ice.
Tap
That
Tap
is
Concede.
so-
We're on Nar Isle, Kathleen. It's so
Yeah.
hot here.
So
It's
cold.
Varo hot.
On the plane of
so
wildfire.
cold.
You are very cold today, I can tell. All right. We will talk to you guys next time. Thank you for watching.
Bye.